All right, lads, welcome to the new series on the Macca Football channel called No Knowledge, All Opinions. Let's go, lads. We have two special guests. Editor Ben, how you doing, mate?
I'm all right, lad. How are you?
I'm great. George Tabby, what are you saying, lad?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Good for him, good for him. So what we are doing today is I've got 10 players and we're going to rank them each. All right, pretty simple. But before, we are going to start a little mini series in this series called Hate It or Rate It.
Way!
Oh,
Whee! All right, so in this podcast, we're going to have three players at our new signings for new clubs, and we're going to say if we hate it or rate it. Before we start the 10 players, we're going to go into the first hate it or rate it player, which is drum roll, please.
oh, oh,
Anthony Gordon.
way.
Hooray! So
Way!
obviously, that's a bit late, Editor Ben. But yeah, he moved to Newcastle from Everton for £40 million. What are we saying, lads? Me personally, I hate it. I think he's going to flop massively.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
I think he's not going to start at all, really. I just think he's kind of backup winger that isn't going to have much of an impact.
I agree, mate. What about you,
I feel
Editor
like-
Ben?
Just a bit dead, innit?
I feel like he's just like. I feel like he's the Powerland State Maximum.
Oh,
Saint Maximin. George is putting it out there. So, for the first player, it is Hate It. Numero uno, and we've got Saka. What are you saying, lad?
way!
Boo! Boo!
Should I start off?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I like Saka. I feel like if he was at United, I
No.
would.
George! Language!
Language!
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna have to bleep that out, but yeah, for me personally, I just I feel like I love him if he was at United. He's top 10 in dribbles. He's second in 1v1 success rates, but he only has 0.36 goals per 90, which is quite worrying, seeing as you're getting touted as someone who can rise to Mbappe and Haaland levels. Me personally, I don't think he's there. I don't think he's as good as people are saying. I think he's a little bit overrated. But then again, quality player. What are you guys saying?
Ben, you can go first. I want to go last.
I agree with what you're saying. He's overrated, and yeah, I think he's been good for Arsenal, and I think he could do a nice transfer soon, maybe. But
nice transfer?
Maybe, yeah, maybe soon
who?
if he gets good enough. I don't know. Anyone.
What are you on? What are you on?
Not West Ham.
Okay, listen. When you think of Arsenal, yeah, and you think of like low discipline, who do you think of?
Saka.
Who?
Saka,
yeah. That's what I thought, yeah. So it turns out it's either he's just got really disciplined or Saka is just not disciplined at all, because Saka has 7 more fouls than him and also has more yellow cards, yeah. Therefore, this just proves he's worse than the others. I mean, he's the worst English winger in the league.
Oh,
George.
I rate Anthony Gordon higher than him. Anthony Gordon is a better player than Saka.
No, that is outrageous.
That is gonna anger so
Anthony
many
Gordon.
Arsenal fans. Jesus.
Anthony Gordon is nowhere near the level of Saka. Saka is maybe quiet in games. I personally don't think he makes that big of a change.
Anthony Gordon has a bigger impact than Saka does.
No.
Yes, he does.
Like two of his 7 career goals so far have been deflections. Saka has actually proved in multiple positions, you have to remember, that he is a goal scoring threat. I don't know how you can say Anthony Gordon's better than Saka.
Yes.
Edison Ben, what are you saying about this?
I think to be fair, I think a lot of Arsenal fans overrate him. I think
He is
yeah.
extremely overrated.
Yeah, I mean,
Extremely.
performances I've seen on him, he hasn't done too much, but I feel like he does have potential in it.
I think he has potential to be one of the best Premier League attackers. I just think he will never be what Arsenal fans are saying, because I mean, let's be realistic. Arsenal fans, they're a joke, aren't they? They're all
Massive joke.
so
Listen, yeah.
deluded.
Arsenal's gonna have a one season wonder, and they're gonna drop straight back off. That's just what they're gonna do.
You know what? I agree. I reckon Man City have been nowhere near the level, and other teams, like even last season, other big teams who we thought would challenge for the title have just dropped off. I mean, you look at Liverpool. You
Just
look
having
at
a bad year.
Spurs.
Just having a bad year.
I just think
Being a bit quiet, and they'll be back. Trust me, they'll be back.
they'll be back. Who?
Liverpool, Chelsea, maybe not Tottenham, but still.
Liverpool's got an aging squad. You know, I don't think they're gonna ever come back. I would say
What do you
Liverpool.
mean? Bro, they have so many good youngsters as well, though. Fabio
No,
Carvalho, Harvey Elliott.
Harvey Elliott. No,
Oh,
I will say
I
he's
agree.
great.
Yeah,
He scored,
Harvey Elliott's sick.
as I said in the game week, he scored both of Liverpool's last 2 goals. They're only two goals in their last 3 matches, but I think you look at some of their squad players; they're all getting into their mid-30s. Salah, I was about to say Adrian, Allison, Van Dijk, Matip, Robertson, Henderson.
enough,
Yeah,
fair
you have
enough.
a point there. They're all getting
I
quite
just
old, aren't they?
reckon. I reckon if
Fair
Klopp
enough.
leaves, then they're going to be in massive trouble. But anyway, let's get into the second player.
Way.
Way.
Go on,
Wait,
lads.
I've forgotten, lads. What are we rating him out of 10?
Harold.
What are we rating him out of 10?
What we rating him out of 10? Like,
10,
Oh,
by the way,
Saka?
guys, 10 being prime Messi and 1 being
Salman
Shabby.
Rondon.
all right. Who's starting? Who's starting?
No one can go first.
We all have to agree. We have to agree. I'm gonna say an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
That's a bit high. But go on then, Ben.
I'll give him a 5.7. Does that count? Can I do that?
What?
That's a bit low, Ben. That's a bit.
5.7.
Nah. I was gonna say 6.5. I'll go 6.5.
All right,
I'm
George,
gonna
what you
go.
think?
I'm gonna go 6.5 again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so what are we? Can we agree on a 7 then?
Sure. Yeah. 7. Let's go
Yeah,
7.
that'll do.
Okay,
Yeah.
7 out of 10, lads.
Meet me in the
Second
middle. Let's go 7. Lovely.
George,
Yep.
what would you rate Anthony Gordon out of 10?
5.
A 5. Okay.
All right, lads. We've got Harry Kane now in the second player. If I don't say so myself, I want to start off. But you know, I think he is. I think he is the best striker in the league. Personally, I think he's better than Haaland. What are you lot saying?
Oh.
That is very, very high in the guy.
I mean, the guy can't score a penalty to start with.
That is true. That is true. But when I look at Kane, I feel like he's been doing it since 14, 15 consistently, over 20 goals every single season, other than maybe 1 or 2. And you look at Haaland, I thought when he came to City, yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. But he didn't score against United. He's not having good performances. He's really kind of I'm gonna say he's a lower club merchant. He only scores against lower clubs.
I feel like ever since the World Cup, he's kind of fallen off a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. But whereas Harry Kane,
Well,
I'd say he's quite consistent.
But more on to Kane. He scored 8 out of 16 of his goals have been with his head in the Premier League. I'm just saying
He's a target man. He's a
he is a target man. He is an aerial king. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of him. George, what are you saying?
So knowing that Mr. Noah, he's a Man United fan, yeah? You are, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I heard a little rumor. I know the transfer window is closed in there. I heard a rumor that he was linked with Man United. So I just wanted to ask you, what was your views on if that happened or not?
My views on Harry Kane is I think if he moved to Manchester United, he would be getting 25 goals in the Premier League for the next 4 seasons. I think he would win us the Premier League.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm just saying. I think he is really unlucky to be at a club like Spurs. You just don't win
Crap.
trophies. I mean, United, Carabao Cup, final, royalty. But Ben, what are you thinking about Kane?
As I said, well, I mean, I don't know what to say. He's consistent. I feel
Very
like.
consistent.
How old's he now?
Like 28, 29.
29, yeah, he's 29.
Yeah, no, I think he'll be all right. Yeah,
I think he'll be a class striker for Man United.
he's solid.
Think.
I just wish he knew how to score a penalty.
Yeah.
Ben, massive England fan. What are we rating him out of 10? I'm going to start off and I'm going to say, I think because of his consistency, I'm going to say an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Ben?
I'm gonna say a 7.5.
Am I basing this off of him as a player or him in form right now?
You can put, I would say you have to put his career, his form, and what type of player he is all in one.
All right. If I'm putting it all together, I'm still saying probably about an 8.
Okay, so
he's up there in that list, like top goal scorer in the Premier League history. You need to give him credit.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll give him an 8.10. On to our third player.
You mean 8 out of 10, not an 8.10?
Yeah, 8 out of
Math
10.
skills there.
I mean, I'm
Bottom set
maths.
maths.
Yeah.
That's poor. But on to our third player. All right, so we're on to Haaland. Now, we did talk about him a little bit. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan, but I do have to give the guy credit. He gets goals. He is in the top 99.44 percentile in goals, like full stop, shots on target, and big chances made. That is very impressive. That means he is sort of playing on like Ronaldo, Messi levels, which is it's weird to think how young he is. But you've got to put in mind he's got KDB, he's got Mahrez, he's got Bernardo Silva, he's got Foden.
That is very true.
I think if he was in, actually no, I think I'd be stupid to say that he'd flop at a United. That would if he went to, I was going to say that, but if he went to a United, he'd still be fantastic. I think he's a great player, but I think his form and the way he does play is he's boring. I think he's heavily reliant on goals. What are you lot thinking?
Ben, you can go if you want. I've got a very good, interesting fact about him.
Oh, he's got a fact. Well, I mean, as I said, ever since the World Cup, he's gone down a bit. He's still good quality, but I feel like at the start of the season, I mean, he was smashing it. And
I feel like he's always just improving.
At the age, what's he like? He's like 22, 23, right? So I feel like he's got a massive future ahead of him. I think he's going to be world class at some point.
I think he is world class.
I agree, obviously. You can't disagree with that statement. So I was looking at a couple of facts and that, and knowing Erling Haaland, he's known for his hat tricks, really, obviously. And I was looking at like who's got the most hat tricks in the league in history, and that Haaland has 4 this season so far, and he's only 1 hat trick away from beating the world record amount of hat tricks in the Premier League season, set by Alan Shearer at 5. I think that just shows how classy his player, him as a player is. Just from that statement, it proves how classy he is.
He is a machine. He is a robot. And you know what? I'm just thinking about what I said. And when I said he's heavily reliant on goals, I stand by that. I think he isn't up there with play style. I don't think he gets into the game much, but this is a podcast about attackers. And we're ranking them off their attacking skill. And what more do you want than a goal? I think I've got to give him a 9.5 out of 10.
I'll give him. I'm gonna go with a 9.
Mm-hmm.
I have that instinct in me not to give him too much, but I have to give him a 9.
I mean, he's still a very raw player. What
about you, Ben? What are you gonna say?
9.5. Yeah, that's what I could say. He's got an amazing shot on him. He's a good man.
Okay, so
and he's funny.
He is. He is
a
very
funny man.
His social skills are not very. They're not up to par his social skills, but that means 9.5 out of 10. Well done, Haaland.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, my camera's still on, actually. On to
Oh,
the fourth
that's
one.
very good, Noah. Thank you.
That is very good. On to the fourth one, and we've got Ivan Toney.
Oh,
I feel like,
love this man.
I better not. Oh, good. I was thinking that was a bad. That's he needs to be a gooder. Because if I'm gonna start off, I've got to say he is probably one of the best attackers in the league. I would go as far to say that penalty-wise, he is the best in the world.
I've got good facts about penalties as well. So we'll let's see what you've got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I would talk about his penalties. I'll let you do that, Tabby. But
Yeah,
he is defensively underrated. That is one thing I wanted to talk about. I think he's second for tackles in the opposition's half, which means he's not like he's nowhere near a lazy attacker. He's not a Bowen, is he? He's not lazy.
What are you on? Don't you dare
What are you
harass
saying?
man.
I'm joking,
Yeah.
lad. If you guys don't know, they're both West Ham fans, so it's
East London,
there's
born
gonna
and
be
bred.
massive bias.
East London,
Born and bred.
Yeah.
But I just think he does everything. He's probably the most all-rounded striker in the Premier League, except for Kane. I think defensively he's great. He's very good at goal scoring. He does have that killer instinct when going forward. Penalty and set piece wise, he's great. You all have seen his free kicks that he scored earlier in the season and his penalties. I just think he's a big man with big dreams. You got to get him to United if we can't get Kane.
He needs to get in the England squad first, mate.
It's a travesty that Southgate did not play him in that World Cup. But George, what are you saying?
All right, so Ivan Toney, he scored a lot of penalties this year. Nothing. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he scored a lot of penalties. Yeah, 8 penalties so far. The most amount of penalties scored in a row in the Premier League is 11 penalties in a row, scored by Yaya Toure for Man City. Yeah, he scored 8 penalties out of 8. He scored 8 penalties out of 8, which means he's only 3 penalties away from tying the record with Yaya Toure. I think that is a very high standard for a player that plays for Brentford of all clubs. And I feel with that standard, he should be playing for England.
He should. And I'm just going to say, I didn't even know about that stat. Maka knows ball. He knows about his penalty skills, even if he doesn't know about that stat. And I just think he does need to play for that England squad. I'd say it's really unlucky that you've got someone like Kane in that team. I don't know. It's just I want him to play for England, but are you not playing him over Kane? You're not playing him over Kane?
I'm playing him over Callum Wilson, though.
Callum Wilson, yeah. What are you saying, Ben?
I mean, I bet he can take a penalty way better than Kane. I wish he had. I feel like I'd agree, better than Callum Wilson, but like shouldn't be played above Kane.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what are we giving him? I'm gonna say, I would actually push for an 8, but
what?
He's only played. No. Listen, lads. Just because he's only played 1 season and a half in the Premier League, he hasn't got that nailed on consistency just yet. So I'm going to give him a 7.5.
I feel like with me placing Saka at about 6.5, I think he might just be a little bit better as like a clinical striker than Saka as a good right winger. So I'm going to give him a 7.
7?
Gambler, ain't he?
He is a gambler.
He's a gambler. I'll give him a solid 7.
So, yeah, all right, we'll do 7 out of 10. There we go. All right, lads. Now we're almost at the halfway point of this wonderful and may I say, great podcast. It is the second player of Rated or Hated.
Go on, lads.
The second player is, drumroll please, Enzo Fernandez.
Way! That was delayed.
Obviously. Yeah, that was very late. Obviously, Enzo Fernandez moved to Chelsea only a couple days ago from Benfica for a whopping £105 million. Benfica making absolute money. All I'm going to say for this is, you know what? If they played a 3 midfield system, this would have actually been a rate it. But I don't know. I just feel like in that midfield too, where's he going to fit? You've got to fight with Kante. I mean, Kovacic is a definite starter. He's a definite
In
starter.
in my opinion, Kante's getting a bit on in age. I feel like
Mhm.
he's injured, he's still injured for a little bit. He's not going to be starting this game, obviously. And I feel like next summer, he has to be offloaded back into France or somewhere else. And then it'll be a perfect position for Enzo to come into the starting lineup
That
and
is
show
true.
how much he's worth. And
Yeah, but
hopefully
that
try
is
and prove
true.
himself.
But the issue is, right, they're buying all these attackers as well. So surely there's a conversation for someone like Mount moving into that midfield. And when Mount comes into that midfield, he's got even more competition. It just doesn't make sense for me. That's why I said I would really like it if they played a midfield three. But I'm going to personally say, hate it. Ben, what are you thinking?
Bit bloody expensive, wasn't
Well, it is bloody expensive.
And he's just a finance man. He's just a
he?
finance man.
I'm the finances. He was
Numbers.
very. What was it, like 105 mil?
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody expensive. But I mean, he's a World Cup winner. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
that is
Do
true.
you reckon he'll thrive at Chelsea? You never know. He
No,
could be another Chelsea flop.
Yeah,
I
one of a
think
million, mate.
Ben, are you rating it or hating it?
I mean, I just want to say they're buying all these players, but they're still flopping. I don't know. I feel like
Getting worse.
yeah, they get all these players and they've got plenty of money, which I don't even know how they're getting all this bloody money and spending it all. But like, it's
FA's not in charge anymore.
I feel like I've just got a feeling that he's just going to be another Chelsea flop. I'm going to say hate
So
it.
you are
All
hate
right.
it. Yeah,
I've got a gut feeling.
You two are just such haters. I rate it. I think he has so much potential. I think how he does
No.
today against Fulham will really prove how much he's worth, and it
He's
will
been good. He's been good for a couple weeks, mate.
He won the World Cup.
It's such a gamble.
It's a gamble, but it's gonna work out for them. I feel he's
Right, so
really fast player.
George is saying rate it, and me and Ben, I'd say the two smartest, the two ones with actual brains, have said hate it.
Disagree.
Ooh.
In the comments, light them up, man. In the comments, light them up, man. All the Chelsea stands are coming for you.
All right, lads. So we're in fifth, and this one I reckon is going to cause some debate. It is Liverpool fans probably
Dream boy.
dream at night. Yeah, Egyptian king Mo Salah. Now I'm going to start off. I'm just going to say, I was. What did I say about Tony? I said he's defensively quality, didn't I? I said he does his bit. He works for the team, and with Salah, he's completely the opposite. He's in the bottom 1% for tackles won. The bottom 1%. And you guys would think, if he's defensively bad, what might he thrive at then?
Attacking.
Yeah. He's not even in the top 10 for goals this season. But that's just my thought.
I feel he's just. I feel like there's a bit of a Man United bias here. I'm not gonna lie.
There might be, but I just don't rate him.
What about you, Ben? What are you saying about this lovely African man?
Mo Salah, I mean, he ain't been good. Well, he ain't been very good this season, but I feel like in the past seasons he has, and we can't ignore that, lads.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I just dislike him because I remember that goal he scored against us. I get trauma.
The bias is coming through. You know what I mean?
The bias.
I have trauma from that, lads.
I feel like I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying a fact. Yeah, he's at this point in the season, it's the lowest amount of goals he's ever had for Liverpool in 1 year for Liverpool, and I just feel he needs to get his form picked up again. But I know he's class and I know he's worth. And I know he will get back to that form. I just feel he needs to get it before the end of this season. Otherwise, he's going to be in a bad place for next year.
I'm going to tell you guys something, and you lot are probably going to disagree. But I feel like Salah at Roma, Salah at Chelsea, Salah at Basel, I think he was a bang average player. He came to move to Liverpool, and he fit the system so perfectly that I'd say his form over the last couple of years has been a fluke. I think if he was in a
I don't
United,
agree.
if he was at a Chelsea, if he was at a City, even a City, I think he would flop. I think he just fits that system so well. He has so much chemistry with Trent. I don't think he's actually that good of a player.
Ooh.
So I ain't got a clue what you're on about.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
He's proven his worth by becoming. He scored the most goals in a campaign. He scored more than Ronaldo and
He's
Suarez.
terrible. He's
He scored more than
boring.
It doesn't matter how he was in the past. Yeah, he wasn't even that bad at Roma. I would say he was quite good at Roma. It was just he got his role in Liverpool, and that was all he needed. People called him a one-season wonder. I disagree. He proved the next year he wasn't a one-season wonder, and the year after that, you can't say he's a bang average player at all.
That is true. I mean, what are you guys gonna rate him out of 10? Me personally, you lot aren't gonna like this, but I'm gonna say a 6.
What are you on? What are you on?
I'm on brain, lad. I am on brain.
This
What are you
season,
on?
I can agree with that if you're just accounting this season, but like you can't ignore.
Well, this
yourself.
season he gets a bloody
No,
2.
what you are on some major smoke. What are you on about? How
It's
you
Mo
say he's
Salah.
a 6? This is a joke.
Mo Salah.
The guy I'm saying he's a 9 overall.
Oh my! Oh,
Overall, he's a
stupid.
9.
Yeah,
He's
I'm gonna
scored the
say
most goals in a single campaign. How you overlook at that? I can feel your Man United bias seeping out your veins, mate. I can feel it.
Ben, what you say?
I'm gonna say a solid 8.
Right, so okay. Right, so what are we gonna? I want. You know what? I'll give that to you then. 8. We'll do an 8.
Mm.
We'll do an 8.
I feel like if it was not for his performance this season, he probably would have been an 8.5, 9. But because he's just been a bit dead this season, I feel like he deserves a solid 8.
Fair enough. Right, lads, we are on to numero 7. I actually don't know what 7 is in Spanish, so yeah.
That's what it is in French.
It's Siete. It's Siete.
Oh, Siete. Numero Siete. And it is big boy Raheem the Dream Sterling. Now, I'm going to start off. I think he has been a big flop for Chelsea. Not many people have realised it because he started off with a couple injuries. He even got injured now, but
Yeah, he's still out now, man.
I mean, they just haven't seen what he's done for Chelsea because he's done absolutely nothing. He has only had 9 shots on target in the Premier League.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Poor that.
Can you believe only 9 shots this Premier League season on target? And the thing is,
shocking.
you have to look at the pure stats. I know this is no knowledge, all opinions, but come on, that's just poor. He's suffered with injuries, I'll give him that. But when he's played, he's done absolutely nothing. And I don't blame it, actually. I blame Chelsea. They're a terrible club when it comes to big money signings. And they've just ruined him. They've ruined him. What are you lot going to say?
I can completely agree with that. I mean, yeah.
I have got an amazing fact about Raheem Sterling so far this year.
0.
Oh, here we go.
So, this is the least amount of goals he has had throughout his whole career since this point in the season, since he was 21 years of age playing for Liverpool, and he wasn't even starting then.
What did he? What about his second second season for Liverpool? Did he get more?
I think he got 1 less, but he barely started at all for Liverpool in his first year.
Oh, that shows. And the thing is, when he signed for Chelsea, you got to look at his fans. I mean, Zim or whatever was getting hyped. He was getting hyped. One of the guys I go to school with. But yeah, and he was looking to be one of the star players. He was looking to start. They were going to build a team around him. He was kind of like, this is a weird comparison.
In my opinion,
a little bit like Robinho.
In my opinion, I feel this is completely on Chelsea because they've just bought so many big name players for a lot of money that they didn't need to, and they've just kind of pushed him to the side. And for a player like Sterling, he kind of needs a little bit more attention than what he's getting.
100%. I sympathise with Sterling because over the 7-8 years that I've watched him, he is a confidence player. He needs reassurance that he would play. The reason why he left City, he was looking to win what three trophies, three trophies a season. He left because he wasn't playing as much. And when the manager ain't playing you, he turns into such a useless player. And I feel like he was promised that they were going to build a team around him. He was going to be that star signing under the new Bowley era.
I also feel like with Sterling, he's at a club until the manager doesn't want him there anymore. And I feel like he was pushed out of club. He wasn't pushed out of Liverpool, but he wanted trophies. I understand that. It's understandable. But I feel like he was kind of pushed out of Man City to the point where they just thought, we don't want you anymore. We want big things. And he thought he could go to Chelsea and he could be that big player for them. And he's just been riddled of injuries and no reassurance by the owners or manager that he's going to be their man anymore.
Yeah, I mean, me and Maka and Tabby have kind of stolen all the time, so that editor Ben can't really have a say. But yeah, let's go. Let's go on to the ratings. What are we gonna rate him, lads? I'm gonna start off, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna rate him higher than I rated Salah. I'm gonna say 6.5. Just looking at all the trophies, because you got to think about the trophies he's won.
Yeah, I understand. Ben, you can go next if you want.
7.
All right, very, very quick.
Very quick, just 7. Yeah.
I sympathise with him a little bit, but I don't think he's had a better year than Saka, so I'll give him a 6.
So wait, yeah, let's say a 6.5 then. 6.5 out of 10. Let's go on to someone that George Tabby and editor Ben have watched many times.
I love him. Love him. The best. Love him. He's incredible. Love him.
Right next, we have Jared Bowen. I feel like this is going to be incredibly.
He's a lovely man.
Incredibly biased. Yeah. Have you ever talked to him, George? No.
Yeah.
How can you say
he's a lovely cousin. His cousin went to my school. Very interesting fact. His cousin went to my school.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But
lovely man.
Let me start.
Yeah, Jared Bowen, he's my dad's mate.
Yeah.
Absolute waffle. So, Jared Bowen, he was predicted to be the 6th top scorer in the Premier League at this time of the season. That's pretty impressive. You guys got to think, you want one of those West Ham strikers or West Ham attackers to come, lead the line, and be in and out of that top 10 top scorer role. Am I right? But
I can feel my blood boiling at the moment. Carry on.
He's currently 36th.
Okay,
yeah.
Listen, I feel like you can't blame it all on him. There's a lot of problems going on at West Ham.
I do get that. No, I do get that. George Tabby was last night. We were on call. He was talking to me about his West Ham stuff. I actually didn't see that perspective, and I do have to think about the current form that they're on, the fact that they are actually. I'd say that they're almost too reliant on Bowen because they haven't got many. The goals have been very dry. They've dried up a lot for West Ham this season, so I do sympathise with him. And what are you saying?
At the minute, Jared Bowen, he's on fire. What can I say? He's been sick, mate. Quality. He just come out of nowhere. He announced he was having what was it, twins, and he's just been on fire. What can I say? It's our Jared.
He did score a twin of goals.
Yeah, he's got a brace against Everton.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got another interesting fact. So, do you know that star wonder boy, Bukayo Saka, yeah?
Yeah, you hate him.
Last season, listen. Last season, he had an amazing year, but Bowen had a better one. More goals, more assists, in less games, less minutes, more goal contributions. What is your argument? He's proven that he's better than Saka. So
I do not.
This year he's had a bad year because we are having a bad year. You can't blame him for club struggles.
I agree with that.
But of course you agree with that, Ben. It's 2-1.
Because it's factual knowledge. It's because it's
I feel like there's a certain Arsenal fan getting really mad when listening to this.
So, right,
Factual
what are we
knowledge that he
rating?
had a better year.
What are we rating Bowen? I'm gonna start off, and what did we give Sterling? A 6.5?
Yeah,
How many Premier Leagues has he won?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say Bowen, 0 trophies in his career. I'm
That's a
gonna
lie.
say, what, has he won one with Hull?
I think he won one with Hull City. I'm pretty sure he did.
No one cares about it. It's probably the Intertoto
He
Cup.
won the playoff trophy in League One.
Of course he did,
That's
mate.
one more trophy than Tottenham's won in the last 10 years.
All right. Well, I'll give him a 5.5 out of 10.
That is a
Yeah.
joke. You are a
No,
criminal.
no,
You are a criminal.
That is, how am I a
You are a criminal. Criminal.
A
But what are
criminal
you guys
scum.
rating him?
Listen. He's
Go on,
better
George.
than Sterling. He's better than Sterling. I argue he's a better player than Saka. If I'm giving Saka 6.5, I'm giving Bowen a
No
Oh,
chance. And what are you giving him?
wait, what are you giving him, George? A 7, did you say?
7.
I'm gonna give him also a 7.
Now, Noah, now you have to
Okay,
give
so
a 7.
you lot-
Majority. Bowen.
No. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna give him. We are gonna give him a 6.5 because I did say 5.5. I'll be fair that both of you did say a 7, but we've ranked a certain other player 7 out of 10. Ivan Toney, nowhere near.
Bowen is better than
And
Ivan
listen-
Toney.
No. I'm ending this conversation. Ivan Toney is twice, 3 times, 4 times the
What do you
amount.
want? What do you want? What do you want? I'm telling you that Bowen is a better
I've
player.
unleashed
He's got
George
more goals than a
Tabby.
striker.
We've
Last
unleashed
season,
him.
last season, how many goals did Ivan Toney have? Yeah? Listen to this, yeah? Listen to this. How many goals did Ivan Toney have last season? Was he the 5th top goal contributor in the league? No, Bowen was. Behind Son and Salah and someone else. I can't remember. But the fact is, Ivan Toney was nowhere near that. That is the factual knowledge. Therefore, he's a better player.
George, you don't need to talk that quick, mate.
That's the man we hired. That's the man we
My
hired.
blood's boiling, man. My blood's
This
boiling.
is the man on the podcast. This is why we've got him on.
This is why we chose him.
My blood's boiling. My blood is boiling from your stupid remark.
All right, guys. So we have my star boy, the guy I have lovely dreams at night about.
Oh,
Not weird. No, not that type of dream. But it is Marcus Bloomin Rashford. Now, what can I say? Literally yesterday night, he got Premier League Player of the Month. And
Very nice.
it is very nice, isn't it? It's pretty nice. And the thing
Yep.
with Rashford is he is consistently getting 1 or 2 goals a game. If he doesn't get 1 or 2 goals a game, he gets 1 or 2 assists a game. And that really impresses me because he has been like Newcastle. That's a really weird comparison. But Newcastle they don't have bad performances. It's just like post-World Cup Rashford. And that's what I'm going to say right now. He is the best player in the world.
No, that's okay.
I am
I'm
miles.
going to give you a bit of lenient, but no, he is not the best player in the world, but by far, he's
Yes.
nowhere near it.
Who's the best player in the world? Who's the best player in the world?
What are you on?
Who is the best player in the world? Tell us, George. Yep, silence. Rashford is the best player in the world.
now you see, can I make a point? I really like Rashford, right? I just do,
Oh,
okay?
man.
I've got a really good like for Rashford, and I say he's an extremely good attacker.
Don't say Bart.
But I feel like you can't say he's the best player in the world. Yeah, he's got a good future. Yeah, he's up there. He's a quality player. He's world class,
Right
mate. I
now.
love him. I love him a lot. You know, stuff he's done for England, stuff he's done for United. But he's not the best player in the world. Chill out, mate. That's a bit of
I'm just gonna
bias
say-
seeping in.
What player? Okay, fine. Answer me this, and I guarantee you we're gonna get a little bit of George Tabby silence. What player in the last 10 games has scored more than Rashford's 12 goals and assists?
Haaland.
He ain't.
He's got 25 goals in how many games?
Oh,
More
in the
hat-tricks.
last 10
More hat
games.
tricks. He was injured. He didn't play in the
No.
World Cup.
George, in the last 10 games.
I don't know, but he's still. How many goals has
No
Haaland
one.
scored in the last
He's
10?
the best.
We can't
No, we
check
ain't.
because it's no knowledge, all opinions. We can't look.
That is true, mate. So you got to believe.
Probably
me.
like, I don't know,
No.
Mbappe or someone.
Okay,
I don't know.
I've got interesting
Can I
facts.
just say?
Interesting facts. I've got some interesting facts here. Okay.
Hold on.
Go for it.
I was looking at transfer values, and apparently Rashford is worth exactly half of what Saka is worth.
That's absolute
That is
BS.
criminal. I'm not gonna lie, that is
Criminal.
criminal. He's not worth half.
Have to.
And
So he's
also,
worth much more.
In the World Cup, yeah, Saka had 3 goals, yeah. Rashford also had 3 goals, but Rashford played 155 minutes less than Saka.
Exactly. Is Southgate has a bias. He hates United players. He absolutely hates.
He also just hates Bowen. I don't know why. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's just not fair.
But
it's
no,
Madison
I'm
as
gonna.
well.
I need
You
a
can't
favour
say
from
you
you
can't
guys.
you cannot say
Because
he has a
no.
bias against Man United because he still picks Harry Maguire.
He does.
He still picks
He
Harry Maguire.
does.
He
He,
still
does.
picks
He
Harry
was
Maguire.
picking Harry Maguire when he played for Leicester. He's just doing it
He
because
still
he's
picks Harry
actually
Maguire
very
and
good.
Shaw.
And Maguire's world class. He's the best centre back internationally in the world.
Don't start another
There
argument.
is no
I mean-
centre back internationally in the world that is better than Maguire, and you can't say. As an England fan, you must have watched it. Must
Yeah,
have.
to be fair, for England,
Oh my
Oh,
days,
Jesus.
what are you on?
for England, he was very good in the World Cup. I think he was quality, but I mean, he's not.
Are you
He's not.
defending him?
He's
Are you
not.
defending
He's
him?
not the. He's not the best international centre back.
Fuck it.
All right, fine.
Craig Dawson's the better centre back than him.
No.
Oh,
Yes, he is. Craig
You know
Dawson is the
what?
better
I'm
centre
just
that was
going
a
to
sad
cancel.
transfer.
Lads. I'm going to cancel this debate, and I hope you let me. You at least base your rating a little bit of what I'm basing it as someone who watches Rashford 2-3 times a week. I'm going to say he is a 8 out of 10. And that is
I would
very
say that. I would
fair.
say that's a little bit generous.
Come on.
I give it.
We've
him
given
7.5
Saka a
out of
7,
10.
by the way. We've given Saka a 7, George. You hate him.
Well,
You
I
hate
didn't
him.
give Saka a 7. I give Saka a 6.5.
Right, well, fine. What are you rating Rashford?
I'm rating Rashford 7.5.
Okay, Ben?
I really like Rashford, and I don't watch too much Man United games, but every game I've watched, he's scored. So, and
Nice.
he's class. Honestly, I really like Rashford. He's my favorite player at Manchester United. I'm gonna give him an 8.
Yes! 8 he is. 8 out of 10 Rashford. On to
Ben,
the
you're
next
such a
one.
bumlick. Ben,
I'm sorry, it's true. I've got to give my opinions.
you've betrayed me already.
I'm sorry.
Who's next?
Right.
Who's next? Just get it over with.
Right, lads, we have Zaha. Now, this is, I think, I'd say the weirdest inclusion in this one, just because of how weird his career's been. I mean, if I may, he went to United. He was one of the, well, quotations. You guys can't see this because my blooming camera's dead, but quotation top English young strikers. He absolutely flopped. Went to Crystal Palace alone.
He didn't flop. I know why he flopped.
He did.
I know why he flopped at Man United. It's because he David Moyes' daughter. But
What?
he's just a player.
You guys, listen to me, lads.
Did you hear the ambulance?
He
Just went past my house.
did well. He did well at Crystal Palace, and he got the permanent thing. He did very, very well. And for probably the last 6 seasons, he's been linked to Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, a reunion with United, and now is getting linked to teams like Brighton and West Ham. And
Listen.
I don't know if you guys...
Well, I disagree because I've been looking at Zaha and I've seen a bit of rumours, and he's been rumoured with a lot bigger clubs than West Ham and Brighton.
Been rumoured with bloody Real Madrid. It's crazy.
He was linked with this January. He was linked with Barcelona and Juventus.
Let me say my point, lads. 6 goals in the Premier League, which is, I mean, it's good for a team that never has the ball like Palace. I am a massive fan of Vieira ball, but their possession numbers are absolutely shocking. I don't believe he was ever good enough to play for a big side, big 6 side. Never.
I feel like he'll be a very good addition to something like Newcastle's development
Yes,
plan.
Newcastle is perfect, but he would flop if he was at a Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal. I think he
I somewhat agree.
I can completely agree with that.
Really, you know what? I thought we were gonna have a bit of an argument here. I thought especially
No,
George would not like that.
I could completely agree with that. Yeah, I think he'd thrive at something like Newcastle, but if he was to go to a big six club, I think he wouldn't. Yeah.
So, lads, what are we rating him out of 10? Me personally, I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna say I look at his consistency over the last 6 to 8 years with Palace, even when they were in the Championship. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10.
What?
10.
No.
No, I really like the guy. I don't think he's good enough for a big six club, but I think
You're saying he's bigger than
Really?
Sterling? You said he's bigger than Sterling then?
he's better than Sterling, better player than Sterling. Yeah.
No. Okay. I'm giving him a 5.5 just because I don't think he's better than Saka, and I gave Saka a 6.5.
No, he is better than Saka.
I
Saka
don't
just suits Arsenal's system.
I just think Saka is a better player than Zaha.
You should know he's better than Saka. You've probably got a bloody Saka hater Facebook page.
I probably do, but I just don't. Zaha's better.
Right,
Unfortunately.
so what are you rating him, Editor Ben?
I'm gonna give him a 6.
Right, so I gave him a 7.
A 6.
Right, so we'll give him a 6.5, yeah?
6
Yeah,
is in
fair.
the aggregate 5.5.
6.5. There we go. And yeah, before we get into number 10, we're gonna go into rate it or hate it.
Way!
Way!
Right, so this is the last transfer of the video. Can I just remind you guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, put in comment. We will be answering all your questions. Spam it, lads. We want comments. In Spotify as well, if you're listening to this, you can also ask us questions down below. Let's get at it.
I'm pretty sure you can, yeah.
Challenge us.
Go for it.
Challenge
Drum roll?
us with questions. Right, so drum roll, please.
Oh,
Jorginho!
Oh, Jorginho.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Bit of a letdown. I thought it was going to be bigger.
Right, so he did join Arsenal from Chelsea for only 10 million. I'm going to start off. I think if Arsenal were in a different scenario, if Arsenal were not challenging for a title, then I would say hate it. But because he's only joined for £10 million, one of their midfielders are injured. They've had injury problems with the midfield. Konga's left, and he's got a short contract. I don't know how many years. I think it might be 1 or 2 years. I'm actually going to say rate it because when the exact type of player, the exact profile of player you want, if you have an injury crisis or if you have one of the players, one of your midfielders out, is a midfielder who has done it in the Premier League, who has a bag of experience, and I think that's Jorginho. I reckon he can fit in right next to Partey and do well.
I don't quite hate it, but I don't quite like it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go hate it just because I understand that he's really cheap and that is a good amount of money to get for. I just don't think he's an improvement at all in their midfield.
I reckon he's a bit of a filler, any. I feel like for himself, I mean, he's gone from a team who have just absolutely flopped to go in first place. So like, I'm gonna say overall, I reckon I rate it.
I feel
Fair
like
enough.
this is just another Chelsea dumping ground signing, just like Willian.
And David Luiz and Fabregas. Yeah. All right. So that is. So what did you say? Rate it, Ben?
Yeah, I say rate it.
Yeah. So there are our answers, and on to 10th. That is probably my favourite striker at the moment, Mitrovic.
Ooh, Mitrovic.
I've got
Right,
very
so-
interesting about this guy.
No, I've got some interesting facts. I think you guys already know how good he is at this special attribute.
I do.
But I thought it's not talked about enough statistically because he is statistically the best at aerial challenges. He is first for aerial challenges 1, aerial challenges, and aerial duels in the opposition's half. That means if you want someone who's going to win the ball, if you want someone that's going to put their body in the line, if you want someone as Neil Warnock says, you've got to die for these 3 points. It's Mitrovic.
He loves them.
He's very good.
Okay. In my opinion, yeah. Some people said he was a championship merchant. Fair enough. They said he would never be good in the Prem. And for a person to call him a championship merchant, yeah, he absolutely dominated the championship. Yeah, he played
on
40.
a mad level.
He played 44 games and got 43 goals. He dominated that league. For anyone to say
weird.
stay in that league are wrong. In my opinion, he's a top, not the best, but very far away from the worst Premier League striker.
Yeah, is it weird for me to think that Messi would not get that amount of goals in the championship?
No, I think he would. The championship has not got a lot of quality. I'm not gonna lie.
We said he'd get that many goals in League One. That's the thing. I don't think Messi would get that many goals. And
I think
if
Messi would get a lot more like goal contributions than games.
Yeah, assists maybe, yeah, but just
Goals
about what
alone,
you're saying.
What?
Yeah, you just zoned out, lad.
Yeah,
Bro.
I just zoned
Is
out
this
of it.
podcast that boring? Wow.
No, yeah.
He just doesn't care for Mitrovic.
Very good, very good tacker for Fulham. Yeah, solid player overall.
You Ben, you amaze me, Ben. You perfectly
I love you, Ben.
fit the title of no knowledge, all opinions. You have nothing in your arsenal. You have no stats at all, and I just love it.
Yes,
I love it. Clap for editor Ben. Clap for editor Ben.
Oh, thank you, lads.
Let's go. So what are we rating Mitrovic? The last striker or the attacker in this podcast / video. We rate him. You can start off.
All right, I'll start. I think he's a class attacker, but it's his first season. I can't give him too high. I'm going to give him a 7.
Ooh. Should I go, Noah?
I will say this is his first ever season where he's fit in the Prem. I think it took him a very long time to adapt, but I've got to say, once he adapted, he's been unstoppable. If Mitrovic was replaced by a smaller striker or a less physically capable striker, I believe Fulham would be much more closer to the relegation zone. And you've got to look at how well Fulham are doing right now in the top 10. I think how he's single-handedly taking Fulham to that spot allows him to be a 7.
Huh?
And you can say yours
yeah. Fair enough. My mic was muted. I'm gonna give a solid, 7. Solid player.
Right, so
all in agreement.
For the last player, we have given a 7. This is the first ever player on the podcast that we have all agreed on. Yeah, so lads, before we end this magical, fantastic podcast, we are going to go through the top 3 attackers in the Premier League, based upon the knowledge or the opinions of editor Ben, Saka Football,
and Big Tabby.
Big Tabby.
Way.
Third is between. Second is between 3 players that have all got 8 out of 10, so it's really top 4. First player, drumroll please.
Who?
What? Salah?
Yeah.
So Salah has an 8 point nothing out of 10. On to the next one, which is Harry Kane. He's also got an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Into the second player, second best attacker in the league, and this is based off me. I believe he's second. I believe he's better than Harry Kane and Salah, and it is, drumroll please. What was that, George? But yeah,
Jesus.
It's Rashford.
Oh, Rashford. Yeah, fair enough.
He's not better than Salah or Kane.
He is, lads.
Carry
he is
on.
in my heart.
Agree to disagree.
In first. Oh, this title of Macca Football Podcast being the best attacker must be so rewarding to whoever gets this. The first
He
is.
deserved it.
Ooh, Haaland!
Yeah, we
The
all
Bit
saw it coming.
undeserving, I feel.
9.5 out of 10. 100% deserving. I think he's going to be the best player in the world. He's going to be up against Mbappe. And well done, mate. I'm sure
He's
you're
up
very
against Jared Bowen.
No, he ain't. Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. Please be sure to check out the next episode. This was our top 10 attackers. Have any of you lads got to say something before we go?
Leave a comment and subscribe to Macca Football. And thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
And leave some questions in the comments and that and express your love for Jared Bowen, the wonderful, wonderful.
Exactly.
And express your love for Marcus Rashford. We will see you all later.
Goodbye.
Bye, lads.
Bye-bye.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.